Hello students, in the last class we have discussed about sublimation. Now we'll discuss the another process, that is sedimentation and decantation. What is mean by sedimentation and decantation? Sedimentation nothing but, first we'll learn about this sedimentation. Okay, sedimentation nothing but this method is used for a mixture of solid and liquid, whereas the solid component is insoluble and heavier than the liquid component. Nothing but, if you take a beaker, then add some sand and then pour water in it. Okay, pour water in it. So it is a mixture of sand and water, isn't it? Okay, this method is used for a mixture of solid and liquid. Here I am using the solid as a sand and liquid as a water. Okay, whereas the solid component is insoluble. If you take the sand and water mixture, the solid component is insoluble. Nothing but the sand is insoluble, heavier than the liquid component. Nothing but heavier than the water component, isn't it? And what will happen if you mix the sand and water and pour and keep it aside? What will happen? The sand will settle down and the water will remain up, isn't it? The settling down of suspended, insoluble, heavy solid particles in a solid liquid mixture when left undisturbed is called a sedimentation, and that process is called a sedimentation. Nothing but this sand and water, if you mix the both, okay, what will happen? It will mix, isn't it? And then you keep it aside for 15 minutes. Okay, then what will happen? Sand will settle down and water remain on it. So that process is called a sedimentation. Here I drawn a diagram, like if you take a beaker, okay, water and sand. Here I have taken water and sand. I'll show you. This is water and sand, isn't it? In this beaker, here I have taken two beakers. Okay, in this beaker we have a water and sand solution, and while pouring, by mixing of iron rod, while pouring, here we get a clear water and the sand remain in this beaker. Got it? This process is called a sedimentation, isn't it? And then decantation. Decantation nothing but the process of pouring out the clear liquid. Nothing but the process. Here clear liquid, clean water is there, no? Yes, the process of pouring out clear liquid without disturbing the sedimentation. Without disturbing the sedimentation. After pouring, the clear water came into the beaker and the sand is settled over here, isn't it? This is called a decantation. Got it? So this is the process of sedimentation and decantation. Now we'll learn about the another process, that is filtration. Okay, filtration. Filtration is the easiest process, students. We know that we use our filters in our daily life. Nothing but tea. We will prepare tea in our homes, no? This is a saucer and this is a teacup. I can't draw perfectly, so adjust with this. Got it? So this is a filter, this is a teacup, and this is a saucer, Nana. Okay, this is a strainer or filter. Separation of tea leaves and the water, and this is a tea. You got it? So the process of separating insoluble solid particles from a liquid by allowing it to pass through a filter is called filtration. Nothing but filtration is a process separating insoluble solid particles. Okay, we prepare tea, isn't it? We will prepare tea. What we will do? We will add milk and then tea powder and then sugar, isn't it? And then we will boil it. How? After boiling, we will directly take it into the cup to drink it tea? No. We will filter it. Why we will filter? To remove the residual amount, nothing but to remove the tea leaves, and then we will drink the solution, isn't it, which we will get. That is called a filtration, nothing but the process of separating insoluble solid particle, nothing but here solid particle, nothing but tea leaves. I have taken tea leaves, isn't it, from a liquid nothing but tea, by allowing it to pass through a filter, and we will pass through a filter. This is called a filtration, isn't it? And this process is used for separating the component of a solid liquid mixture in which solids are insoluble in liquids, nothing but this process is used. So this process is used for separating the compounds, nothing but solid particle and liquid particle, isn't it? The two insoluble solids and liquids. Got it? Here I have we can take some more examples. Not only a filter, coffee filter, not only that, a piece of cloth also we can take, muslin cloth. Okay, stainers, nothing but stainer. You can take this as an example as a stainer, or a piece of cloth, and muslin cloth also we can use as a filter. These filter allow liquid to pass through then, but not solids. These filters is used to pass through the liquids, not a solids. These here filtration, nothing but we can pass through the liquids, only we can filtrate the liquid, not the solids. Solids, how we can separate the solids? By using the sievers. Yesterday I have shown some sieving method, no? By that we can filter the solids, but here in filtration we can pass through only liquids. Got it? The insoluble solid left on the filter is called a residue. Here we have taken tea as an example, isn't it? Okay, here what will happen after filtration? What we got in stainer? Some solid particles, isn't it? That is called a residue. The solid which we left behind over the stainer is called a residue, and the liquid which passes through the filter is called a filtrate, nothing but in which the liquid passes through, nothing but tea passes through from the cup solution. This is called a filtrate. Okay, here example, I have written some examples here, like chalk and water, clay water. Okay, these are also can be separated by this method. Got it? Now let's see the last process, that is evaporation. Evaporation is also a process. Okay, in this process dissolved salts are separated from liquids, nothing but in evaporation what we will do is the dissolved salts separated from liquid. I will give you a clear information about this evaporation. Got it? It is the process of converting a liquid into a vapor state, nothing but this process, nothing but evaporation process of converting a liquid into its vapor state. Got it? Either by exposing it to by air or by heating. We use rice in our daily life, isn't it? How we will eat? Directly we will eat rice? No, we will cook. By this we can get some evaporation, some vapors. While cooking we get some vapors, isn't it? So that is the evaporation. Nothing but the liquid is turning into the vapor, and then we will get a rice, isn't it? That is, the process is called a evaporation. Got it? And I will give you clear information about this evaporation. Okay, this method is used to separate dissolved salt from solid liquid mixture. This method, first of all, this evaporation method is used. This evaporation is used to separate dissolved salts, nothing but the salts which we have taken that will be dissolved from solid and liquid mixture. Okay, how? Okay, first we will take salt and water here as an example. Okay, salt and water, it will be dissolved, isn't it? It will be dissolved by applying heat. By applying heat, water will evaporate and salt will remain over here, isn't it? Isn't it? Here the common, nothing but salt is left. By heating, the salt is left and water is evaporated. This is called evaporation. And here my question is, how is common salt is dissolved in water separated? Nothing but we use salt in our daily life, isn't it? Here we are using salt in our daily life. Like where we will get the salt? From sea. We know this. How we will get this? How the sea water will give salt for us? Okay, first what we have to do is, first we have to collect the sea water from shallow beds. There are some beds like shallow beds. We are using shallow beds to take the sea water, and then we have to and allow to evaporate in the sun. Okay, we have to collect the sea water in shallow beds, and then we have to allow to evaporate. How to evaporate? From the sun. Okay, when all the water is evaporated, after that, after by heating sun, here we are heating with the sun. Okay, after sun will heat, no, sea water, when the water is evaporated and then the salt left behind by this method, then we will get only the solid, whereas the liquid will escape from the vapors. This is the evaporation. Got it? Hope you like my video. Please subscribe to my channel, like and share your friends. Thank you.